Hi everyone, I want to spend a few more moments going through the team project because this is a huge aspect of the class, and I want to make sure all of you really understand what my expectations are from all of you as you get involved in working in your teams, because I know the first few weeks of this class you've been focused on your individual activities, and that's great, especially your research project, but now it's time to make that transition and experience what it's like to work in a group on a project, this case study, which I think you'll really enjoy, because working on teams can be a very positive experience or it can be a very dreadful experience, depending how everyone approaches working together on this particular assignment. So I want to make sure this is a positive experience for everybody, because I've been involved in teams for many years. As a coach, as a team leader, as a facilitator, I participated on countless teams in both academics and the professional world. And whether we like it or not, folks, especially those of us who might be a little more introverted by nature, whether we like it or not, teams are a huge part of the professional world. So whatever role you're planning on going into after you graduate college and move on in your career, more than likely you'll be working extensively in team-oriented environments out in the professional world. I know I have. And I've had, again, good experiences when everyone pulls together and does their part to work on projects, and I've had bad experiences where individuals don't pull their fair share of the work, and I end up doing extra work, or a few people end up having to do the bulk of the work because other individuals didn't do their part. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen in our classroom on the project you're working on for this case study. So I posted a message in each of your group forums just to let you know my general expectations for the team project and for each one of you as individuals, and it's basically asking you to step up to the plate and make sure that you're doing your part and doing your fair share of the work to make sure this project is successful for everybody. Because here's what I do not want to have happen. I do not want to have one or two individuals carrying the entire group because one or two other individuals may not be contributing their fair share of the activities. And that's one of the big complaints I've heard from individuals when it comes to team activities. For those people who are responsible individuals, they say they hate working in teams for one reason, because they've been burned by individuals who have not done their part, and they've had to step up and do all of the work because the way the project was graded was team basis, no matter how certain individuals performed or not. And I don't think that's fair, and I don't want that to happen in this class, folks. So that's why I've made it clear to all of you that I want to approach this in a fair manner and ideally give the team one grade because everyone's done their part, everyone's pulled together, and that's a great experience when people do that in a team activity. And I really enjoy that. I appreciate teams when all individuals are coming to the plate and they're doing their part and they're making sure that they're not leaving their teammates hanging, that they're fulfilling whatever role they've committed to, that they're making sure they're doing their part or maybe a little bit more to ensure that everybody on the team is contributing to make sure this is a great project and a great experience. And if you do that, I encourage you, all of you, to do that, because it is a great experience when all individuals are contributing their unique skills and their unique talents to make a project come off successfully. So that's what I want to see happen in this class and on this project, and I want to make sure that you understand, for example, those of you who are responsible individuals, that if you're doing your part, you will do well on this project. That's one of my promises to all of you. If other people are not pulling their fair share of the work, I just need to know about that. I'll see that, and I don't want you to feel obligated to do that other individual's work, okay? Because that's not fair. You should be able to do your part of the project and really focus on that, and not have to worry about being penalized because some other individual or individuals are not doing their part. That just isn't fair. So make sure to divide up the work appropriately for each one of the assignments, and that's why I recommended for the annotated bibliography, especially with both teams having 3 team members. That works out great, where each team member is responsible for 2 annotated bibliographies each, with detail, with good content. So do your part, each one of you, and then you'll need, of course, somebody to put together all of the submissions into one document that will be posted to the assignment link. But let's say, for example, 2 out of the 3 teammates do an excellent job on this project, and they go through and they give their best effort on the 2 annotated bibliographies that they submit each. That's what I recommend doing, because I'll be looking at this not only from a team perspective, a project as a whole. I'll be looking at each individual's contribution. So let's say, for example, one team member only writes a sentence or 2 on their annotated bibliographies. Don't feel obligated to go in there and fill in extra detail. Just do your part, and then what I'll do is I'll give you credit for the assignment, for your effort, and the individual who did not put forth much effort will get the appropriate grade for that. I don't want people to do extra work. I guess that's the big message I want to send to all of you. And for those of you who might feel, well, hey, I can rely on my teammates to do all the work and I'll get the same grade as everybody else, that's not going to happen. So that's the message I'm sending to you folks who think that you can ride on the shirt tails of your teammates. That's not fair, and I do not appreciate that type of an approach. So make sure that everyone is doing their part. You're working hard to make sure that this project is successful, and then make sure that you split up the work accordingly, folks, that everyone's doing a fair share, and that I know what aspect of the project each of you are working on. So for the annotated bibliographies, put your name or initial by the ones that you contribute, so that I can see how much of an effort each individual has made on the team project. And then look, for example, at the case study format as you start getting into the actual case study, because on page 2 it has required areas that you'll have to submit as part of your report. You've got a lot of flexibility on kind of formatting and being a little more creative with this project than the research paper that you submitted. But make sure that, for example, on the required topic headings, the required section of this report, look at that together as a team, and then divide up the paper accordingly. And that way each of you, for example, will be contributing 2 to 4 pages towards this particular project, because the approximate length 6 to 12 pages for the total case study. Just make sure and split that up evenly among all the team members, so that all of you are doing the same amount of work roughly and contributing to the paper individually, so that no one team member is doing more work than the other team members. And how you split that up, that is totally up to all of you. But you may want to split up these different sections. For example, have one team member do the executive summary, maybe the implementation section, the references, visual aid or 2, and put together the report as a whole, and then have the other 2 team members pick one team member do the case background and problem identification, and then have the other team member do the alternative solutions and decisions, and just split it up how it works out best for your team. I'm not going to dictate that to you, but then make sure that you identify each area that all of you can have contributed to the report, so that I can not only grade you on a group basis, but grade you on an individual basis as well. So enjoy this experience. I want to make sure that everyone is pulling together and making this a positive experience for their team, and no one is having to do more work than anybody else, but rather you're really drawing upon all of you taking the time to make this project a great experience for everyone. So good luck on this report, folks. I'm looking forward to seeing the results in the near future.